Hey y'all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to the Final Fantasy XIV Class and Job Quest series. Last time we started the Red Mage, met Jruntia, and dealt with an old partner of his who had betrayed the other Red Mages, you know, the Crimson Duelists, the ones he basically founded and, you know, joy of being Alamegan, right? Gonna love the Empire. Anyway, we're back for some more, and we're gonna finish this one up because, as usual, there is no 80 questline chain, just a single quest at the very end. And as usual, once again, I never did it. Whoops. Though, to be fair, I only ever did get Red Mage up to 80, as you can see, so I didn't really have much of a use for it. Alright, let's get started with the color of her hair. Why? Dekumon, Arya, while there were lessons to be learned as I dragged you along my quest for vengeance, it is time I offered a more structured approach in your training. With the support of you and your companions, Curtis's daughter has liberated Alamigo. But rather than return in this moment of glory, I feel I can contribute more to the rebuilding of my homeland from without. Also, your fairy is taking up most of the shots, excuse me. And then she moves immediately. It was 2 decades ago that I joined the revolutionaries. Though our motives were just, it was our actions that ultimately created a breach for the Empire to exploit. My time at the forefront of that stage has ended. To return to it now would only invite confusion and resentment. The revolution has since become the resistance, and the right to shape the future of Alamigo now rests in the hands of those who will live the coming age. No, I shall play my part by nurturing a new generation of Red Mages. I made my mark as a Crimson Duelist, but you will not be bound by my oath. You are free to decide for yourselves how best to employ the skills that I teach you. Now, as for your studies, you are well aware of my proclivity for practical application. We must challenge you with a new frontier. To place with strong gather in search of adventure. To Idleshire, my friends. Wasn't I just there for the Sage questline? Also, 2 nods already. Add that to the heap we had the last questline. Sheesh. This is still a really fun hangout. Young Arya has invested in her appearance, it would seem. Doesn't she look the part? Huh. That's not bad looking, madame. Of course, she's jealous, or embarrassed a little. Right, let's break in that new equipment. There's a hostile organization of goblins known as the Illuminati, making trouble for the people here in Idleshire. The most prominent threat to the populace seems to be the mechanical soldiers controlled by Illuminati aggressors. I say we do the locals a favor by using these clunky contraptions as combat practice. Ooh, sounds good. After your battle with Lambard, however, that may be all they amount to, especially for you, Dekumon. Your mastery of red magic is such now that I dare say you could handle a mechanical soldier or 2 all on your own. As for you, Arya, your spells have raw power, but lack refinement. I think I would prefer to have you training alongside a partner. Me.
But I wish to try fighting alone. Please understand, before I began learning magic, I felt like I scarcely existed. But when I work to match you and Dekumon, when I see myself improving, that's when I feel most alive. I want not more than to become a full-fledged Red Mage. I want to stand at your side and fight as your equal.
Well, far be it from me to stop you. Mayhap the perfect way to conquer your difficulties with white magic is to be alone in a situation which offers you little recourse but to rise above them. Both of you should head now towards the Arcatian... God dang, stupid Idleshire words. Arcatian, and find your own mechanical foes to overcome. I'll be waiting for you here in the Maker's Quarter. Okay. Yep, and a nod. Well, this is the spot. All I need now are some robots. Hello, are there any robots around here willing to volunteer for a good old blasting? Oh, you actually survived that. Sir, you are relatively tanky. Not tanky enough, but tanky nonetheless. Oh, that was easy. Okay, where's our other partner in crime here? Oh, I've come to recognize that confident step. Well done, Dekumon. Did you happen to spot Arya on your travels? Unless I've sorely overestimated her abilities, I would have expected her to arrive not long after you. Arya did seem intent on proving herself. Pray forgive the tortured metaphor, but I have a feeling she may have sliced off more than she could fry. Come, let us seek out our young mage and render aid if need be. Alright. What trouble have you gotten into now, Arya? Oh. She did overexert herself a little bit, but I see 2 dead robots. That's always a good sign. All right, girl, up you get. Come on. I got Vercure, I can use it.
Dekumon, I did it. I won. Oh god, I'm out of breath.
Yeah, she pushed herself a little too hard. Ah, Dekumon, there you are. Is Arya unharmed? She seems like it. My, that is a fair gathering of goblins. From the looks of it, defeating this lot took almost everything she had. Damn near dead. Can you walk, my friend? I've never seen you so... The fuck?
Give them to me. Your life energies, your souls. I must feed!
Her hair, she's become like Lambert. Stop this, Arya! That is no use. The hunger has taken over. We'll have to knock her senseless. So, Red Mage, vampires, of course. Ooh, that sounded juicy. Oh. And now she's back to being blonde again. I suggest we take her back to Idleshire and let her rest at Rowena's establishment. I only hope that she'll be more amenable to discussion when she awakes. God dang, we are stuffing with nods again. You doing all right there, Arya?
What happened? Did I truly attack you?
Well, sort of. I think you tried. Then we just knocked you on your head and you were out like a light. Another nod.
Oh, gods, why would I do such a thing? I remember defeating that contraption. I remember falling to my knees, exhausted from spellcasting. I remember my thoughts fading away as the roar in my head grew louder and louder, and then nothing. I don't understand what possessed me. Never would I draw my blade on you or Zerun.
Well, this is interesting. Did Lambert infect her with vampirism? This was poor judgment on my part. I should not have tested you so harshly. Listen to me carefully now, Arya. I have seen how battle can exhaust you, but I have failed to understand what grim truth such exhaustion presaged. In the moment you say a roaring drowned out your thoughts, the color of your hair changed quite distinctly. We witnessed a similar transformation in Lambert, ere he began to feed upon living ether. Lambert was able to employ magics of incredible power, but it left him hungering for life force. I believe what you experienced was a surrender to that very same hunger.
Oh, it can't be.
My erstwhile colleague described how he enacted a change in his physical being. While I suppose it is possible such a ritual is performed upon you as well, he mentioned the process requiring many years. You have many more questions, I'm sure, but for now you must rest. If this hunger takes hold when your ether is exhausted, then it is even more important that you recuperate from your exertions. And, Arya, do not despair that you have lost yourself. After all, you are in perfect control now, are you not?
I am. Thank you, Zerun.
Dekumon, we will seek the cure to Arya's condition. Though I have little knowledge of such forbidden arts, I am confident that a determined expedition will yield the answers we require. Prepare yourself for another journey. Oh joy! So this is what we're dealing with this quest line. Arya turning into a succubus and trying to eat us. The next Red Mage quest will be available upon reaching level 63. Alright. Next up, Traced in Blood. Are you ready to depart? The journey I have in mind will take us into the mountains of Girabania, where we will visit the ziggurat built by the Red Mages of Eld. Lambert and I once explored those ancient ruins, searching for knowledge of the first incarnation of red magic. But that was long ago, before we met Curtis and joined the revolution, of course. Before I realized the manner of hidden wisdom for which Lambert had been truly seeking. The edifice itself has now been overrun by Kikern, but a thorough expedition could still uncover something of value. Mayhap even the secrets behind Lambert's occult transformation. Arya, my friend, I must ask that you remain here and continue your convalescence. And no spellcasting. Not even a lick of flame to light a candle. In your weakened state, we know not how suddenly the hunger might return.
Yes, of course. Just the thought of what might happen is enough to make me feel ill. And a little hungry. I'll be fine in my sickbed. But what of you two? Are you really going to travel all the way to Girabania just for me?
All the way, she says, like it's not a teleport away. Oh, What would you do if the positions were reversed? If Dekumon were afflicted by a condition and you knew a cure might be found beyond the mountains, what then?
Why, I would be out the door in a moment.
See? Thank you, Arya. You would? Not the slightest hesitation. You've even fussed Dekumon here. That you would respond so emphatically is the reason we have no qualms about doing the same for you. Arya's worked so hard to master her skills, and I imagine it will be hard to refrain from training for a while. But she must recover from her exhaustion first, before aught else. Come, Dekumon, the ziggurat awaits. Rest well, Arya. We shall return as swiftly as we are able. Take care, girl. And we'll see if we can't rack up a few more nods while we're gone. I swear this questline is trying to outdo the Scholar one, just with how many nods we are racking up so fast. Let's begin our expedition, shall we? Be on the lookout for stone tablets bearing the histories of the Red. Did I mention that it was our forebears in the art who constructed the ziggurat? It was built to suppress the unstable weather that was whipped up in the wake of that era's calamity. A sort of dampening weight that slowed the land's raging currents of ether to a trickle. In time, however, the ziggurat also became a library, where successive generations of red mages enshrined their stories and their secrets. It is a shame that so many of their precious slates have since been lost to plunderers, or simply worn down by the ravages of time. As such, I do not expect to find a fully intact record of Lambert's ghastly rite, but at the very least we should discover hints of what the transformation ritual entails. You take one way, I'll take the other, and we'll both take care not to fall prey to the Kikun bandits. I'm level 80. If any of them even attempt to take a swipe at me, it's gonna end very badly for them. Well, right away we've already found one of the tablets. Looks like there's one near the upper level of the ziggurat and another one just further down the way. Number 2. Thank you kindly. Yeah, I imagine we're not gonna get any information until we get all 3. And I was right, number 3 is on top of the ziggurat. It's interesting the Monster Hunter Wilds mount has like almost no music. If it has any at all, I can't tell, it's so quiet. Alright, June, I got 3 tablets, what'd you get? How did you fare? I discovered a number of tablets myself, which, while positively fascinating, offered little on the subject of occult rituals. Well, I haven't the foggiest what's on any of these, so we'll just read them together. Oh, if I'm reading this one correctly, you may have found exactly what we were looking for. Oh, lucky me. It appears to be a record from a time before red magic was unified as a distinct discipline. The passage describes a rite by which one can make a pact with a void scent and ingest its blood in exchange for supernatural power. Even amongst their kin, certain creatures of the void harbor a voracious appetite for living ether. Lambert must have acquired the ability to siphon his victim's life force from one such fiend. But then how did Arya get it? The practice in question is said to have started with a family of Maki sorcerers who lived in an era preceding the Sixth Umbral Calamity. For red mages whose arts draw so heavily upon their own ether, there is an obvious, if distasteful, advantage to stealing a foe's life energies. And if one can employ such energies to fortify and sustain one's own form, as Lambert did, then one can even wield magics beyond the limitations of ordinary mortals. Not surprisingly, however, its tendency to result in ether-starved madmen led to the rite being declared a forbidden art. There's more. Some mention of an alchemical concoction that would serve to sate the hunger for ether when living prey was unavailable. And the helpful scribe has even included a method for its preparation. Well, that's handy. Arya's transformation was strikingly similar to Lambert's. Surely this concoction would prove effective at curbing her condition as well. Let's see here. It seems the main ingredient is a chunk of semi-crystallized ether. Such a substance could be drawn from the core of an Urolith, and I'm thinking the bigger the better. If I recall correctly, there are Uroliths to be found to the east, in the vicinity of the Sleeping Stones. Pray find yourself one of the larger specimens and, procure an ethereal core. Once you have what we need, we can rendezvous at the hamlet of Oligana. I shall busy myself collecting the other ingredients. Alright, fine. Here's the spot. Man, that was a long flight. All the way at the eastern part of the map. I would definitely not recommend doing this before you have flying, because that is a, oh my. You're a big boy. This might take a minute. Never mind. Alright, there's our core. Now let's head back to Zrun, who should thankfully be, yes, at Alagana. Hey, Arjun. Were you able to procure a suitable coal? I think this will do. That sucker was huge. Ah, yes, this will do nicely. Enough to create a decent-sized dose at any rate. I've gathered together the other ingredients, so all that's left to do is deliver them into the hands of an experienced alchemist. Alright, we'll just hand them over, I got it covered. Wait, you know alchemy too? Well, yeah, I have a level 100 alchemist. Well, do you have any jobs that you don't know how to do very well? Healing? Ah, but Arya must be wondering where we are. Why don't you go on ahead to Idleshire and avail her of our progress? I'll meet you there as soon as I'm finished haggling with the potion mixers in Uldar. Alright, back to Idleshire we go, finish this one out. Well, her hair's not red, that's a good sign.
A kind of potion? And it's supposed to help with the hunger? Oh, that'll be one less worry then. Do you think Shroon will be back soon?
Probably. This is the end of the quest after all, so I'm sure he'll roll up here shortly. I'm returned! Arya, pray drink this concoction, and I shall tell you of our discoveries in Girabonia. There you are. Sorry, I didn't have time to flavor it, so it's probably going to taste horrible.
By the gods! Oh, the taste was not exactly pleasant, but I already feel much recovered. It's as if a cool stream of water was poured on the fire in my chest. I don't know how to thank you.
Your smile is the finest reward we could ask for. But I ask that you do not become complacent. That tonic was merely meant to help replenish your depleted ether. It will do not to undo the underlying affliction.
I understand. If I exhaust my mana again, I'll be back where I was, a savage controlled by hunger. Which means I should still give up on training for now.
Sorry. For now, yes.
So, you think Lambert infused me with Void Scent Blunt while I was held captive?
According to what I found in the Yellow Jacket's incident reports, the span of time that elapsed between your kidnapping and subsequent rescue was not terribly long. And for much of your ordeal, you were shot inside a box. It seems unlikely that that was sufficient opportunity to perform such a highly complicated and dangerous ritual. No, we must look elsewhere for the truth behind your condition.
Oh, but you must let me help you then. If it allows me to begin practicing magic again even one day earlier, it is torture watching the moments pass, wasting time I could be using to catch up to you two.
You'll get there. You'll never catch me! Nah, you'll get there. Words of encouragement and a free nod.
Oh, I'll certainly try, though I'm not sure what help I'll be.
I think we all have our suffering friend delve into the scrolls for us. The Sharlians have left behind a veritable mountain of lore through which we can dig for answers. Dekumon, I shall leave you to your training. After all, you must give Arya an ever-growing peak to look up to. Fine. After all, I've already surpassed this quest line. Barely. Ah, there you are. That was a little worrisome for half a second. Pretty sure the DDoS attack is over, but you never know. Next up, Nightkin. Greetings, Dekumon. Arya and I have been wading through a sea of ancient texts, but we've yet to fish out any promising cures for her condition. I did, however, recall something which may help narrow down our search. Long ago, Lambert had one particular book which he would read with uncommon intensity. I've forgotten the title now, but I do remember that inside was scrawled the memoirs of a deranged killer who was executed as a heretic in Ishgard. This criminal is said to have committed a number of ritualistic murders, all carried out with the most peculiar form of thaumaturgy. I merely thought it a vulgar choice of reading material at the time, but now I wonder if that, quote, peculiar form of thaumaturgy, unquote, was what kept Lambert glued to its pages.
Oh, it sounds positively awful, and yet it might just give us the clues we've been missing. I'll see if I can't track those memoirs down.
I understand it's quite a rare volume, and when it comes to hunting down elusive treasures, it may be worth consulting a professional treasure hunter. Dekumon, are you acquainted with Midnight Dew? Why don't you take Arya and pay her a visit? Alright. I will try my hand at a different route. It's a long shot, but Rowena is known to stock a truly eclectic range of wares, and charge an exorbitant price for them as well. Alright, let's go see Midnight Dew. You know, didn't we just talk to you for the Sage questline?
Ah, it's you. Something you need? A heretic's memoirs for the young lady here? Bit of an old request, but who am I to judge?
Assuming she has them. Well, yeah, I'll explain why here first.
Oh, so you're working with Runetia then? Thought you wanted it for some sort of tasteless personal collection. Let me think now. Ishgarian heretic, ritualistic killings. Oh, hells, it couldn't be.
She knows it.
One of my fellow salvagers were just telling tales of a treasure he'd spied in the Great Kubal Library, a rare book called Nightkin. Claims he glimpsed the title as he was running for his life through Rhapsody's Quadrigal. Tis a sought-after tome for collectors of the macabre, said to be written by an Ishgarian murderer who believed himself some manner of demon. Half a diary, half a grimoire, and chock full of bloody lunacy.
That sounds like what we need.
Well, it certainly fits the description. We should head back to Rowena's and share this news with Rune. Thank you for your help, Miss Midnight. Oh, don't thank me. You're the one that's going to have to go get the damn book.
I'm going to imagine Zrune had no luck with Rowena.
Yes, Nightkin. That was the title. Written by a killer who thought himself born of fiends. Such a belief would certainly brand him a crazed heretic in Ishgard, but I suspect the truth is he was much like Lambert, a mage who delved too deeply in forbidden arts. And you say the book was seen in the Great Kubal Library? I've not entered that place since the Charlies departed this land. What of you, Dekumon?
I've been in there a couple times. Not a fun place anymore.
Like the back of your hand, eh?
Well then, I vote for you to be our guide.
I didn't know the library's guardians had turned hostile. I'm sorry, Arya, but you will have to remain behind. No sense putting you in a situation where you might be forced to fling spells. Oh, I would have liked to see those fabled shelves. But you're right, of course.
Come, Dekumon. Let us hurry through the hinterlands ere some intrepid scavenger makes away with our prize. I have a sneaking suspicion this is going to be a duty calls, and I saw that nod game. Trying to sneak one past me while I'm talking. Ah, look. Exactly what I thought it would be. A duty calls. Right, let's not dawdle once we're inside. We make straight for Rhapsody's Quadrangle and leave as soon as we've acquired the tome. From what I remember, the book Lambert would read was of a fair thickness and bound in leather covers. Hopefully it will not be too difficult to find, and hopefully that dog barking outside isn't too loud for you guys. Let's go. Alright. Haven't been here in a while. This is more lair than library now. Lead the way, my friend. I'm leading the way. Nothing here's gonna be super terribly tanky. See? Yeah, that dog gets annoying. Nope, no finishers yet. Which sucks, but hey, I'm not surprised. I'm pretty sure the finishers are what you get at 68 and 70, and I'm technically down synced right now. Oh. Alright, AoEs, AoEs. Get my ass in for cure here. Oh, damn, he must have hit me with a seriously good cure. Wasted the Contra 6, but that's the way it goes. The hell was that? That's in the game making that noise. What the heck is making that amount of racket? Multiple targets, you say? Well, that's what this is for. Thank you. It's not that. Dog outside is really irritatingly loud, but, you know, can't do much about it. I've still got a dual cast I need to spend. Come on. Must go faster, must go faster, must go faster. Must reach something I can actually blast. It's gone. Poo. Well, such is the way it is. They're not terribly tanky. Just work through the enemies. Excuse me, sir. I know I'm not technically a multiple of 5 right now, but that doesn't mean I really want to risk getting hit by the Petrify. Quadrangle's just a little further up ahead, eh? We'll get there soon enough. He's a tanky son of a bitch. Except now I've started the combo, so poop. Pile of books, oh joy. Just gotta find the right one. Now to find the book. Start searching. In the year 960 of the 6th Astral Era, a murder did occur wherein a member of the clergy was struck down by a knight of common birth. The knight, whose name was Trefaniel, wet his blade in the priest's blood after witnessing the unspeakable abuse of an orphan waif under the pretense of an exorcism. May his conviction in the face of corrupted faith be praised. This is not the book you're looking for. Nope. Sketches of Divinity. The pages contain incredibly detailed pictures of female deities in various stages of undress. No male divinities appear to be included in this collection. Sorry, I'm just going to pocket that one for later. Never you mind, this might be the one. During the Thorn Dynasty, a series of unsolved killings shook the very foundations of Ul'dah. The murderer was so named for the practice of leaving a card from the deck of Arcana by the bloody bodies of the slain. Officials publicly suggested that the murderer selected targets based upon divination. As several key figures of a faction that opposed the royal house were prominent among the victims, however, it was whispered that the seemingly random slaughter was merely a cover for political assassinations. We had the frickin' Joker in Ul'dah at one point, huh? The ink is faded to the point of illegibility. Not this one either. Try another. You needn't read every page, my friend. I'm trying. Today I visited the Twelveswood. Lady Amadine at the Dank Coutures, a regular patron of mine, bid me call upon her house. Wait. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, this might actually be the right book. I set off with confidence, my latest masterpiece in hand, but it was in the walls of Hawkeye Manor that I beheld the pinnacle of perfection. Oh, Dangnabbit. Pissed off the locals. Great. You again, sir. I've dealt with you before, multiple times. Although never with a party of two, that might be a little concerning. Oh, I don't like the looks of that. I'm gonna put that over here. And we're going to move the fuck away from it. Yeah, acceleration basically just lets me get a big cast for free. Getting a little annoyed by these, sir. And your incessant attempts to thrub my ass. Oh shit, gotta go, gotta go. Yes, I know, that's what I'm doing. I don't know what the hell you're doing, there's Rune. Yeah. In the time it took you to seal one, buddy, I got 5. Slacker. That was convenient. Goddamn, his recures are way better than mine. Of course, that does not actually give me a trigger. No surprise. It's okay, I've got one of my own. Damn, those throws are irritating. My Mage is using my skills for repositioning gags, and he's done! But are we? The bookish behemoth has fallen, and it appears a prize was hid within its belly, under the pile of books! Nightkin, there it is. I am the descendant of demons, a scion of tainted blood. It is for my brethren born into darkness, for the Nightkin, that I pen these words. The holy men will insist my teachings are madness, the ravings of a deranged killer, but you shall learn that all I scribe henceforth is eldritch truth, and their faith the twisted lie. Well, he was half right at least. Yes, we found it. There can be no mistake. Here, have a duty complete. Oh, no. We need a Terry in this place. I breathe my fill of moldy parchment. There it is. There's your duty complete. Ah, that wasn't too bad, actually, sir. Oh, you did well in there, Dekumon. I've never known acquiring a book from the library to be such a strenuous endeavor. May I see the tome? Here you go. Yes, the author does certainly seem convinced of his demonic heritage. I can see how the clergy at the time would have passed these writings off as a heretic's delusion, but the spellcraft contained within is aught but incoherent ramblings. Within his memoirs, this mage has provided specific instructions on the workings of forbidden sorcery. Little wonder that Lambert spent so much of his time studying the tome's secrets. But there's more. Much more. Let us return to Idleshire. Arya needs to hear this. Okay. What does she need to hear? Okay. You gonna tell me now what Arya needs to hear? I've just finished slogging through the last page of the Nightkin. There were truths I discovered which made it found it difficult to continue, but amongst a mounting sense of horror, I found hope. Thus I bid you listen until the end of my tale. I shall begin with the author himself. Come on, man, don't keep us in suspense here.
And so this man who wrote the Nightkin was not merely some disturbed killer, but a mage who had mastered the arts of the ancients.
Exactly so. A century ago in Ishgard, this monster in mortal guise devoured all manner of forgotten text, teaching himself everything from red magic to Maki summoning rituals. The secret to his seemingly inexhaustible power lies in his bloodline. He was directly descendant from a Maki archmagus who had ingested the lifeblood of the Void-Sent Queen Lilith. In fact, it was in this very archmagus that the vile practice of infusing oneself with Void-Sent blood first began. I believe I told you how the Red Mages later outlawed these rituals, but the damage had already been done. Lilith's insidious energies had been passed on to the Archmage's heirs. This clan of ether-drinking spellcasters became known as those who were born into darkness, the Nightkin. The revelation which truly shook me, however, was yet to come. I cannot talk today. I am just tongue-tying myself. I discovered that Lambert was a scion of the Nightkin clan, and quite likely, so are you, Arya. Oh. Sorry for killing your relative earlier then. The book's author was of the Calloway's family, a surname shared by Lambert. With no small amount of trepidation, I determined to look once more into your family records, and learn that the Calloway's name was also prevalent on your mother's side. There can be no coincidence. This can be no coincidence, sorry.
What are you saying? That Void-Sent blood runs in my veins?
It explains your preternaturally strong affinity for black magics. When I remember that Lambert was of a similar arcane disposition, the connection is even more obvious. He had no need to ingest fiendish blood. He simply awoke the corruption which has always lurked within him. The rituals for doing so were clearly described in the pages of the Nightkin book.
Were these rituals performed upon me too, then?
Again, it is doubtful considering their complex requirements. My theory is that your latent talents were stirred into wakefulness quite by accident, through your induction into the ranks of the Red. I wonder, however, why the same awakening that took years for Lambert occurred so swiftly in you. An innate affinity, mayhap, or whatever the case, that this unstable condition was triggered by your desire for control certainly explains Lambert's parting barb about the injustice of your fate. But this is all is not lost. There is a way to undo the curse of your lineage. Well, come on. The first Calloways drew Lilith into our physical world by providing a mortal host for her soul to possess. He stood unflinching before the fiendish queen he had summoned, and forged with her a bargain of blood and darkness. Once the Archmagus had partaken of her essence, however, he entrapped her inside a heavily glyphed box. Her material form thus captured, Lilith was unable to return to her shadowy realm. It was written that her imprisonment on this plane of existence was a necessary act, lest the potency of her blood began to wane. Do you understand what this means, Arya?
I think so. The corruption inside me will last only as long as the Void-Sent Queen remains in our world. Oh, I see. We need to find that box and banish Lilith back into the void.
Exactly right. Defeat the Void Center and the curse upon your blood is lifted, in theory. Of course, a creature of Lilith's stature would ordinarily present a near insurmountable challenge. We are fortunate then that the summoner bound her essence into a feeble vessel to prevent her from manifesting her full power. Even we few should stand a chance against that lesser incarnation. Now, it appears the author succeeded in tracking down Lilith's prison, and though the book makes no mention of the event, it is entirely possible that the box passed into his possession. Our surest bet will be to follow in his footsteps. Rest and prepare, my friends. We have an exciting adventure ahead of us. Tracking down the Queen of the Void. Again. I mean, we did this with Queen Scath at one point. Now we have to do it with another Queen of the Void, Lilith. Child of Lilith. Wow, alright. Ah, Dekumon, your fellow student has had the most astonishing dream. Why don't you tell him about it, Arya?
Oh, it was so disturbingly vivid. I dreamed of the man who wrote the Nightkin. In a corner of the house in which he hid away from the world, he kept a coffin-like box. Black as night it was, its sides marked with jagged lines of purple. As he watched over it, unblinking, an inquisitor broke through the door with a company of knights. Half the soldiers were ordered to haul the man away to the tribunal, while the other half seized the coffin. This coffin you describe as the very image of a Maki tool of containment. It is as if you saw a vision of past events. Oh, it was probably just a nightmare brought on by the tales in those moments.
Well, as things stand, your dream is the best lead the memoirs have given us. Let us pay a visit at the tribunal in Ishgard. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, I say? Well, we're already in this region, might as well head to Ishgard. Back in the good old Inquisition. One of my favorite places to be. Dekumon, thank the gods. This officious bureaucrat refuses to allow me access to their records. Mayhap he will listen to you. Dekumon, did you say? What strange coincidence that you bear the same as... Ah! It is you! In the flesh! Oh, my apologies for not recognizing you sooner. Whatever the hero of Ishgard requires, we shall not hesitate to provide. This was in regards to the heretic killer who left those awful memoirs, yes? Your request shall be given the highest priority. Pray understand, however, that records of objects seized in the previous century are not immediately at hand. It may take some time to scour the archives. Just like that, eh? A moment ago you were ready to cast me out into the snow. Mayhap you should take Arya on to through the city. I'll stay here with our new friend and help guide his search. Come on, Arya.
Oh, I suppose we would just be in the way here. Could we go to the last vigil? I hear the view is spectacular.
It is, actually. Of course, considering the fact it's like 4 in the morning here in Eorzea, we're not going to see much beyond the snow and the fog.
Oh, this is amazing. I was told you could look over the entire city from up here, and I couldn't wait to see it for myself.
Fond of such sights, are you? So you are fond of high places. Yeah.
Oh, if they come with a view such as this, I am. I would ask why you keep asking me that, but I'm afraid the answer would lead to even stranger questions. To be honest though, I wanted to burn this first sight of Ishgard into my mind, to fill the empty spaces in my memory with wonderful vistas. When you first rescued me, I knew not who I was or where I belonged. As I've said before, I scarcely felt that I existed. But the well of my memories is no longer empty. Though it has been but a small fraction of my life, my journey with you has shaped me into what I am now.
A blood-sucking vampire?
So, you can understand why I'm so eager to return to our training. Red magic has given me the power to fight against a fate that would have left me, well, hollow.
Izrin. Dekumon, Arya, we've learned the resting place of Lilith's prison. As incredible as it may seem, the coffin from your dream matched the description of the heretic's box, purple lines and all. The Inquisitors were apparently so unnerved by its fell energies that they threw the damn thing into a ravine. The place in question is known by the delightful name of Witch Drop. Rather ironic that. And is to be found in the Kurthus Central Highlands. Swarming with void scent, or so I'm told. Shall we? Oh, we shall. Swarming with void scent, huh? Gee, I wonder. Well, that's the hole. The chasm is crawling with fiends, just as described. Are they drawn by Lilith's dark essence, I wonder? Let us descend to its depths and begin digging. Mayhap the very power which attracts the void scent will help us guide our efforts. Oh, you'll be able to follow us down there, won't you, Arya? I seem to recall you had a crippling fear of ghosts and spirits.
Well, what? No, I'm fine. There are no skeletons or specters here, so I'll be fine. Perfectly fine. Though I am a little chilly. This outfit wasn't really built for the snow, you know.
So fine, you felt the need to tell me 3 times. Well, considering your current troubles with spellcasting, you'd best stay close in any case. Playing with the void scent. Alright, let's find this thing. I see, we got a couple of dig spots over here. Well, these little buggers aren't gonna give me any real trouble. Just gotta find the right box. You dig in the snow but find nothing. Lucky me! Second time is the charm, perhaps? Probably not. You dig in the snow but find nothing. Oh. There was a third one. I didn't see that one. Alright, fine. Best out of 3. An ominous coffin lies buried beneath the snow. I found it! And 3 hours of tedious digging later? Damn, this thing was big. Maybe I don't open it yet.
Only one bearing my blood gift may break the seal. Slay this pretender!
Wait, what? Oh, hi. Excuse me, sir, you were not invited to this party. There. We good now? The Maki sarcophagus appeared to be sealed with magic. I saw that. Alright, I gotta head back and find Zruin. You guys are in the wrong tunnel, you know that? Under a shallow mound of snow, you say? Extraordinary. Why did nobody else find it till now? Only one bearing my blood gift. Or could this mysterious voice belong to Lilith herself? Probably.
Let me try opening the coffin. If the voice is telling the truth, then I'm the only one who can.
That seems dangerous. Very well. Dekumon, lead us to your dig site. Alright. Although I don't like the idea of Arya opening that thing.
It looks just as it did in my dream. I'm going to open the lid.
I can feel the waves of malice even through the wards. This is no lowly imp. Proceed with caution, Arya. Oh dear. I don't like this. Lilith may be in a weakened state, but she's still a queen amongst her kind. Let us not be caught unprepared. You ready, Arya? I still think this is a bad idea. Ooh, dear gosh, that is bright. We're so blind we can't fight her. Gods above! Oh, she's nowhere near as pretty as I thought she'd be. I'm rather disappointed.
At last, I am free from that miserable prison. 1,000 years of scheming cometh to fruition. Yield unto me thy vessel, child. Thou shalt be host to mine immortal glory.
Oh, I knew this was coming. Seriously, how could this not- you could not expect this, huh? I can't trust a damn void scent.
Host, you seek to possess Arya's body. A masterpiece of centuries. For generations have I guided the dreams of my blood-gifted, bringing them together and strengthening their line. When at last the chosen one was born, I sent another to secure my precious vessel. He commanded his own puppets, never knowing he was mine.
Oh.
Lambert.
That's a hell of a twist.
Heed me, child, my darling creation. I am the reason for thine existence, for the entanglement of thy sires, for thy deliverance unto solitude.
Arya, don't listen to her. Do not listen, Arya. Her words are poison.
Come, deny not thy destiny,
Thy life was molded by my hand.
This was always meant to happen? My parents? My uncle? All of it?
No. Oh, god damn it. Zrun, knock her over the head or something.
Sweet child.
Ah, crap. Gee, who could have seen this coming if we opened the damn thing? Oh, wait, I did. Oh, yeah. No. Ay. Told you we shouldn't open the damn thing, but no, nobody ever listened to me. Great. Now we're gonna deal with this little problem. God damn it! Arya moved as if entranced. Lilith must have some hold over those who bear her blood. It was Arya's dream that led us here, into a trap. If we are to believe that hissing serpent, this meeting was 1,000 years in the making. But all is not lost. See how she did not immediately claim Arya's body for her own. From what I understand of such things, in order to possess a mortal host, Lilith must conduct a ritual of exacting preparations. There is time yet to deduce the location of where she fled. Let us return to the pillars and consider the possibilities. I imagine that's the quest end. Here you are, man. Thought you'd be back in the Inquisition. Lilith's words yet echo in my ears. Deny not thy destiny. Thy life was molded by my hand. Arya became a red mage to gain control over her fate, and I'll be damned if we abandon her to this one. Definitely. But first things first, we must expend every effort towards finding the place where the void set has taken our colleague. The ritual preparations will not take forever. They'll probably take 2 levels worth of time. And look, that's up. With heart and steel. Dekumon, I've decided we should go to the Thaumaturgist Guild in Uldar for help with tracking down Arya, of course. I've been doing some research into void set and possessions, and as I suspected, the process is not a simple one. Even so, I doubt we have the time for me to become a fully fledged expert on the subject. We need one right now. The Thaumaturgists are one of the few organizations familiar with our quarry. Considering how they are also the modern successors to the arcane knowledge of Mach, their shelves may even hold ancient lore that could tell us more about Lilith. Let us be away. Alright. Back to the Thaumaturge Guild. Well, been a while since we've been back here. Dekumon, I've just been explaining our woes to Prelate Yakiki here.
Well, when Zrun spoke of another colleague, I did not expect to be meeting our very own Avatar of Devastation.
Now then,
the tomes with passage pertaining to the voice of Lilith are all forbidden occult works, abhorrent volumes chained to the shelves in our deepest archives, never again to see the light of day. I'll just pop back there and grab one or two. If you could just wait over here for a moment.
Never again to see the light of day, huh? I mean, if it was that easy to read forbidden tomes.
By Thor, she's even more sinister than I imagined. With no mention of her presence in the past millennium, I thought Lilith destroyed. Yet it would seem she is very much alive and exceedingly dangerous. Her most fearsome aspect is the power to enslave a person's will. If we include all those with even a whisper of her essence within their veins, she is slithered inside the minds of a veritable army. But the sigil employed by this Lambert of yours is a second-hand manifestation of Lilith's ability. He would but need to coat a tool with his tainted blood, then engrave her name in the flesh of his victims to create the unthinking puppets that you described.
And that was but a faint echo of her true power?
Correct. A power she will not hesitate to bring to bear on the mortals she so despises. Archmage's Calawise made doubly sure of that when he lured her into his trap. As well as a talent for draining the life force of her prey, Lilith is also known for spitting venom, a truly hideous opponent. But the Archmages came prepared with potent antidotes. Undone by her summoner's treachery and the limitations of her mortal host, Lilith found herself divested of her beloved rod and sealed inside a Maki sarcophagus.
Rod? And then spent the next 1,000 years plotting her escape.
Oh, it is as you say, but mere freedom is not her endgame. Above all else, I imagine Lilith desires a form which allows her to manifest the fullness of her terrible power. She means to reinvest her soul within the perfect vessel, and thus enhance the strength of her incarnation by an order of magnitude.
Well, we can't have that. The perfect vessel. Lilith carefully orchestrated Arya's conception over the span of centuries. If we do not oppose her now, I dread to think of what havoc such a cunning and powerful fiend could wreak upon Eorzea. Look what she has accomplished already. So subtle were her manipulations that not a single one of the Nightkin realized her plan or sought to destroy her. Well, this has all been very enlightening, but we're still no closer to finding Arya. Have you any ideas? Oh, she does?
In order to invest herself within a new host, Lilith will need to recreate the conditions of her original summoning as faithfully as possible. Alignment of the stars, weather, location, that sort of thing. The location, I can tell you. Assuming the ground itself hasn't fallen into an abyss, Lilith would have taken your friend to a summoning circle in the ruined city of Mach.
Something tells me I've been there at some point. So you've been to the Weeping City. No getting there without an airship and a pilot, eh? Ah, Weeping City, okay. Well, I hope Ozma's not active. Oh, but not to worry. We know just the very person who can help us out on that count. Deputy President Jessie of the Garlean Ironworks. I shall contact her immediately. Oh, good idea. She does kind of owe us. Oh, just gonna start here again, okay. Oh, I've been in touch with Jessie. After that whole assassination business, as she puts it, she was more than happy to lend us a company ship. Prelate Yagake, you've been an immense help. How could we ever repay you?
But that won't be necessary. The guild was already richly compensated by a certain merchant. He requested we aid any mages of the red who might happen to seek our knowledge. Are you acquainted with the Master Wilkin? It would seem he's been quite generous in spreading his wealth around Uldar to ensure you encounter no refusers or inconveniences.
Well, I'll be damned. The guy from the first couple quests. Well, the gratitude of a wealthy merchant is a fine thing to have. Right, 'tis time we were off to Revenant's Toll. Jessie will be waiting. Alright.
Oh, don't forget to stock some damn antidotes. I'll be terribly disappointed to hear you died to Lilith's venom after the tale I told you.
Alright. I'm sure I'll get whatever I need. Hey, Jessie.
Saroon's told me the story, and I have an airship ready to fly. I'll pilot you to the swamp myself. I said I'd return the favor to Arya, and I didn't go back on my promises. Shall we go? I'm moored on the northern bank of the lake.
Okay. Dekumon, the plan is simple. We cut through the ruins as quickly as we can, and unleash Merry Hills on the Void Sent Queen when we find her. The outcome of this battle will decide Arya's fate. Bring everything you have, and make sure that includes a vial or two of antidote. Alright, fine. And game's insistent I have antidote, but I don't feel like I need it. Fine. I'll grab some. I don't know where I'd find any. Well, I'm not surprised that this is a duty calls, and yes, there are now antidotes on my hotbar. Just for you, game! Just for you.
Ready then? Got your gear? Emptied your bladder? We make straight for the ruins of Mach.
Empty my bladder. Alright, let's go.
All aboard, folks. I don't want to see much about this demon witch, but you sent her back to the void. I want to see Arya safe and sound.
That is the plan. Lilith only has one chance at this ritual, but once she knows we'll be there to stop her, she may begin the ceremony anyway, conditions be damned. If that happens, then we must defeat the fiend ere she forces her soul into Arya's body. We will triumph over Lilith and free our companion from her curse. Still a fair amount of nods today. Alright. Mach. Haven't been here in a darn long time. I'm amazed he survived that. He ain't starving that one. Now I've got a dual cast that I gotta blow. Come on. Thank you. These guys ain't that tough. Save the good shit. Yeah. Figured he'd take him out. 1% of not even remotely concerned. Feels weird being here without the giant crowd of people. Okay. Ah, there we are. We found her. And she's got Arya imprisoned. Lovely. Adorable, you think you can, bitch. Oh, look at that! I actually have a skill I can use. Soul Steal, that sounds mean. Oh, no, 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 no. Nope. Long cast, I want a long cast. Oh. The fuck? She knocked me on my ass. Is this the thing? And it has no effect. Of course it doesn't. That's not the poison. Ah, there it is. Ah, I already wait. My thing's on a fucking 60-second cooldown. Sorry, the poison's really not doing all that much. Ooh, that's a lot of fireballs. Bullshit again. Ah! Second phone stack. Those hurt, right? Oh, there it is. There, unpoisoned. Actually did it this time just for you, game. Not much left. There we go. Lilith down. Oh, Arya down. Ah, okay, duty complete, good. I was a little worried we'd have a round 2 there. Well, hopefully that did it. Her hair's still blonde, that's a good sign. Arya, Lilith is slain. Come back to us now. Damn it, why won't she wake? Oh dear. That's not a good sign.
Where am I? Where is everyone? I see. This is my own mind. I'm being forced aside by that fiend. Damn, it's empty in here. Yes, accept thy fate, child. Mine own form was destroyed, but within thy vessel has my soul taken refuge. Once thy will hath diminished into oblivion, mine essence shall transform this shell. I will rise anew, glorious and complete, and then I shall wreak my vengeance upon all the children of man. Seek not to defy me, my darling creation. Surrender to the void. Surrender to me. Oh, hell no. This is my mind. You get out. Lilith created me. I have to accept this fate. It was what I was always meant to be. Oh, screw that. Oh, forgive me, Dekumon. There were so many more memories I'd hoped to make.
Come on, girl, you can fight this.
Farewell.
There you go. Nope.
No, this cannot be all there is. I want more. I want to live. But do not torture thyself, child. Your will is forfeit. Thy fate is sealed. I decide my own fate.
Ah, God, that's bright. Jeez, come on. Arya, welcome back, my friend.
Soon? Dekumon. Look out! Lilith is still here!
Wait, what? But we just beat her. It said duty completed everything. Your soul is safe now. Lilith is gone. You triumphed over her at the last.
Not a chance I wouldn't have had if you'd not destroyed her in the flesh.
It was easy. With a stout heart and the power of red magic, there is no foe we cannot overcome. As the two of you have so amply proven. Now, let us put this dreary ruin behind us, but have a care for your surroundings. This old city is home to more than sinister void scent. It's terrible architecture, too. Ah, and we're back. We did it, Dekumon. It was a hard-won battle, but your heart and steel carried the day. And we must express our gratitude to Jessie for conveying us to the ruins in the first place.
Oh, nay. I was but returning the favor. Unlike certain presidents I could mention, I don't like to leave the books unbalanced. Now, I best be getting this girl back to the company docks, so this is farewell for me. Oh, take care, Jessie, and thank you. Shall we head back to town, then?
We should. Pretty sure that's where this quest is going to end, is back in Mordona. After all, that's where the 81 that I'm missing is. Ah, there's not like a successful rescue attempt to put a smile on my face. 'Tis wonderful to have our companion back safe and sound, and able to finally practice red magic again. By the way, girl, you're probably very behind compared to where Dekumon is now.
Oh, it's wonderful to be back. I cannot wait to begin my training once more.
Arya, about your training. Surely you felt the change within yourself. Your proclivity for spellcasting was a property of Lilith's blood. Now that her corruption has faded from your veins, so too has your aptitude for the arcane.
Yes, I feel the difference. My ether is so weak now that I doubt I could cast even the simplest of magics.
I wondered how you would take the news, but you seem almost happy.
Oh, I am. This way I get to study magic from scratch, and know that all my achievements will truly be mine. Of course, this means I'll have a lot more work to do before I can catch up to Dekumon. But having such a distinct goal will be what pushes me to endure the training ahead.
I'll be waiting. Don't overdo it, girl. Take it easy, go at your own pace.
No, I promise I won't be running into danger. Not until I've mastered a little more magic, at least.
And you'll keep an eye on her, right? Fine, I suppose. You've the heart of a red mage, that's for certain. Start yourself with the basis of thaumaturgy and conjury. A foundation you built yourself will be far more stable than the instinctual power you possessed before. And when you've grasped the fundamentals, I can start your training in red magic once again.
I look forward to that day, Rune.
As for you, Dekumon, you've grown stronger than ever. Yeah, that's kind of just how I do it. You've known for some time now that the magics of a red mage are fueled by a caster's own ether. The potency of your spells is a reflection of your indomitable spirit. And I dare say that the soul crystal you bear will reward your dedication to the art by granting you new knowledge. Oh wait, that's an actual lore thing? I thought that was just a gameplay mechanic. Thus concludes my stint as mentor for the now. Dekumon, you have graduated from my lessons, and Arya, you must ready yourself to begin all over again. You have flung yourself into Revolution's smoldering ashes and reignited the fires of Alamigo's glory. Remember the light you brought with that liberation when next you plunge ahead into darkness.
Swoon, You speak as if you mean to leave us.
Aye, I must return to my pilgrimage. But fear not, those who defy the tides of destiny are always drawn together, sooner or later. And so this is not farewell, merely a temporary parting of the ways. Eagerly do I await the day our paths shall cross again, my friends. Until then, take care, buddy. I expect we'll see you in the next quest. And I saw that nod game. And off he goes. And my reward for ending the Stormblood questline is... Verholy. This concludes the Red Mage questline for Stormblood. In order to do the next ones, you need to have beaten Shadowbringers, beat the Shadowbringers main quest, and the role quest. Well, lucky for me, I have done all of those, but then I haven't actually done the quest, so we'll get the reward of a little bit of experience and a little bit of materia. Succession of Steel.
Dekumon, I was about to go looking for you. I read a letter from Zruntia, and he's asked me to pass on a message. Here.
Okay, give me the letter. Arya, I hope this missive finds you well. Should you come across Dekumon in Revenant's Toll, pray send him to me in the Alamegan Quarter. I have need of his help.
What could be happening in Alamigo, I wonder? Well, I suppose there's one way to find out. Let's go.
No nod? Alright. Alamegan Quarter, not where I expected to be going. Well, found Zrun. And Arya's here too. Well? How wonderful to see my two erstwhile students, and not a moment too soon.
We're glad to see you too, Zrun, though I gather the situation is not a happy one.
You gather correctly. You recall the brotherhood that I was once a part of, the Crimson Duelists. Well, it seems the keepsakes left behind by my deceased colleagues have run afoul of some enterprising grave robbers. Well, well, well. When the duelists met their end some 2 decades past, I was too deeply engaged in my own battles to give them the burial that they deserved. And so I did what many before have done. I collected the blades of the dead and interred them within the tomb of the errant sword. With Alamigo much settled since the initial reclamation of the city, I judged it time to pay respects to my fallen comrades. That is when I discovered the tomb in disarray and one of the duelist swords was missing. It would seem such petty acts of larceny have become common of late, and although the resistance speaks of taking steps, the army has its hands full overseeing the restoration efforts.
But it's said that unrest and dissent have largely disappeared under General Alden's command. Why this sudden rash of law-breaking?
May not be sudden, it might have been an old break-in. Well, now that the Imperials have been beaten back, those who once suckled from the Empire's teat are forced to look elsewhere from the wealth to which they are accustomed. For some, this means taking up a life of banditry. That's great. And for the lowest among them, it means ransacking the resting places of their countrymen, a crime I do not intend to leave unpunished. As things stand, however, I have yet to deliver said judgment. This particular gang is uncommonly swift of foot, and I must temper my attacks, lest I slay them ere learning the location of their stashed loot. Thus do I turn to you two to assistance. Capturing these thieves alive will be far easier with an extra pair of hands.
Oh, if it's extra hands you need, then count me in.
Oh, without red magics at your beck and call? Nay, 'tis too dangerous for one still relearning her art.
Oh, I've been practicing against the creatures of Mordona ever since we parted ways. My magics may not be what they once were, but I can cast the initiate spells well enough, I promise.
The monsters in Mordona are not to be trifled with. That was a risky path to take at this stage of your training.
I took risks, yes, but not foolhardy ones. If I don't push myself to my limits, then I'll never catch up to you or Dekumon.
Well, you're never catching me regardless. But at least she's trying. I wager you'll not take no for an answer. Very well, but do not leave my side, understand?
Yes, thank you, Zrun. You won't regret this.
I'd better not. The 3 of us, then. Bloodhow is where these grave robbers ply their unsavory trade, and the edge of the graveyard is where we shall meet. Alright. I have no idea what that is, so I'll just follow the map. Well, this is the spot. I'd like to simply snatch up one of these grave robbers, but they have proven an infuriating slippery foe. A foe who now knows my face. Which is why you, Dekumon, must play the role of deceiver. Search the graveyard until you find the thieves in question, then convince them that it is in their best interest to slink over here to the east. Once the scoundrels are too close to escape, Arya and I will spring our trap. Huh. Usually these level 80 quests don't involve any actual combat, so I'm a little curious how this is gonna go. Search for the grave robbers, search for the grave robbers. I don't see anything that resembles grave robber. Hold up. Hi there. You're looking for trouble, mate. I'll be a fool you have to be to just wander up to a gang like this. What are you doing over here? You'll find far richer spoils of the graves in the east. You should head eastward. I saw patrols sleep in the grounds in the west, yeah. Pretend to be helping them. Soldiers, is it? Well, we best moving on. Thanks for the warning, friend. Oh, and not that we doubt your word or anything, but you best come up with us. Call it a show of good faith amongst thieves. We'll be waiting just up ahead. A good show of faith, he says. That's adorable. Oh, dang. B rank. Where are the other two? I thought there was 4 of you. Don't you worry about our 2 mates. They went ahead to the east just like you suggested. And us? Well, someone's got to eliminate the competition after all. Why would you even bother? Fine. I got to show off a little at least. And I see you two made short work of the others. Perfect. Nicely done, Dekumon. We caught these 2 completely off guard. And the other 2 are dead, so. And I must say, Arya, you exceeded my expectations. You've made impressive progress in such a short length of time.
Yes, I knew those lessons at the Mage Guilds were worth it, even if it was painful to begin at the very beginning again.
Oh, I see you've been cracking open as many books as you have monster skulls. Your dedication to the fundamentals has certainly paid off. Now, I counted 4 brigands the last time I was here. Knowing what I do of such villains, I assume the other 2 sought to waylay you. And here you stand with scarce a hair out of place. All jesting aside, I suggest your skills have surpassed my own. What trials must you have endured to forge such strength? Well, this is post-Shadowbringers. I fought on another star to save a world from oblivion. I fought on another star against heroes to turn villain. Yeah, we get to tell the story again. And that's how I saved another world. Another star? Even your adventurers play out on a stage beyond my wildest imaginings. And this talk of sin eaters, was it? It sounds to me as if your battles took place on the edge of suffering itself, where the heart and steel of even the mightiest red mage would be tested. But whilst it is endlessly gratifying to hear the exploits of one former student, I suspect we should return to the matter at hand. Once we have subdued these ruffians here, a few threats gleaned as to the location of their ill-gotten gains, all buried in a box in the royal hunting grounds, or so they claim. I believe another division of labor is in order. Arya, pray hand our captives over to the resistance, then wait for us at the tomb of the errant sword. Dekumon, you and I have some digging to do. Oh, lovely. And me without my shovel. Alright, Zrun, is this the spot? Do you feel that? The ground, it's soft. Certainly not as packed down as elsewhere. I think we found their cache. Whew. Glad I am to have found this before they halted off to the black market. I cracked the lid to check the contents, and the box is indeed filled with stolen goods, including one rather familiar sword. Come, we should return these articles to the tomb. With any luck, Arya will have arrived already. Another long flight. Not a lot of Aetherites in the Alamecan Quarter. Right, let us return these relics to their rightful places. Can we get in here, actually, is the question? I don't think I've ever been inside this thing. Okay. Are you gonna give her the sword, aren't you? That should be the last of them.
But what of your comrade's blade?
Well, would you indulge me in a moment of nostalgia first? Okay. The man who wielded the sword suffered from shallow reserves of ether, and so he commissioned a weapon capable of channeling his energies in the most efficient manner. As you might imagine, the custom blade thus forged cost him a small fortune in coin. We would taunt him in his empty purse without mercy, of course, challenging him to become a mage worthy of such priceless steel. His reply to our jeering comments was always the same, would always stay with me. Even should I fail to do this steel justice, it will remain long after I have perished. A kindred soul shall take up the sword, and then you will see my coin was wisely spent. Yep, he's gonna give it to Arya. Because I don't need it. His hopes for such a legacy died with the Crimson Duelists. I entombed the blade, believing that no new mage would rise to claim it. And yet here I am, with two of them, one who doesn't need it, and one who definitely does. But I was wrong. You two stand here as living proof that our efforts to revive red magic were not in vain. 'Twas when I discovered the sword missing that I was put in mind again of my comrade's words. And I wonder if he did not orchestrate this affair from beyond the grave, if only to remind me of his will. Damn, the thing big enough? Dekumon, you appear to have a distinct taste in weapons. This blade, I think, should belong to Arya. Yeah, good idea. Come on.
But I'm not even your student right now. I don't think I deserve to have it.
I made a promise to you, did I not? That once you learn to harness your ether, I would take you under my tutelage once more. Well, you have, and so I will. And I can't have a student with a subpar weapon now, can I? The way I see it, you have more than upheld your end of the bargain. Accept the sword, Arya. Be my apprentice and help me usher in a new future for the Red. You should take the sword. Are you still afraid of the spirits of the dead? Yeah, come on, we can tease her. Come on, girl, we can give it one last little ribbing before I go.
It's not fair this stays my hand. And even should the shade of Shroon's comrade come forth, I will not flinch from this honor. I hope.
There, much better. It is done. Let us present here this day, swear a new oath, to fight for the common good, with pure heart and unbending steel. And noisy dogs, apparently, too. Yes, I can hear that even through the screen. Lovely. And so concludes our business here. But as much as I should like to accompany you back to Mordona, I fear my own pilgrimage must continue. The war with the Imperials has Alamigo teetering on the brink of uncertainty once more, and I must assume this situation is most taxing for you and your fellow scions. Thus, for the time being, shall I keep my blade loose in its sheath. I may be but one man, but know that I shall remain vigilant against the Empire's machinations as I chart my course across the lands of Eorzea. I am sorry that I cannot yet devote myself to your lessons, Arya. The demands of the road are such that I cannot take you with me, and still hope to move as swiftly.
Your oath takes precedence, of course. I'm ecstatic just to know that you'll be my mentor once again. Please, stay safe on your travels.
Oh, I appreciate your understanding, and I will stop by to aid your progress in Revenant's Toll whenever circumstances permit. Good. I take my leave then. Fare you well, Dekumon. When next we meet, I expect your scarlet hues shall be ever the more vivid. If we ever. Pretty sure we're not going to get any more job-specific quest lines.
Shall we make our way back to Mordona then?
Alright, let's finish this one off. There you are.
I've been so consumed with destroying my magics, but now I have a new goal. Learning to wield my new sword with perfect execution.
Bought my mouse there.
With Saroon's instruction, I mean to become a red mage worthy of his comrade's weapon. And I wouldn't say no to any help from you either, Dekumon.
And there we are. The red mage is done. And I still have no idea what I want to play, so I guess I'll just pick another job for the time being. Hopefully I can get this edited in one morning. That's part of the reason why these have taken so long to come out. Is my mornings are the only time I can do any editing. And, well, the raw footage of these has been rather long, shall we say. So, in the meantime, if you've enjoyed this, please leave a like and favorite, and subscribe to join me for more Eorzean job listings, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.